Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a Star Wars Squadrons video, and I didn't expect to be making a video with this much information so soon, just after the reveal trailer. But Jeff Keighley, who is very big in the games industry, he hosts the Game Awards every year and has been hosting the Summer Game Fest, which has been covering pretty much every single game reveal that has happened over the last month or so. He was doing a watch along to the Star Wars Squadrons premiere and then had some extra information to give us as soon as the trailer ended, and I was writing loads of little notes down as he was going through, and there's some very interesting information and a lot more than I actually expected to be coming out so soon. First up is actually the reveal date, and that is October 2nd. And you may be thinking that that's sooner than expected, and how are they going to get it onto the next gen if that's still an unspecified holiday 2020 release date for the new consoles. But it turns out that this has no information on whether it is next gen or not yet. It is Xbox One, it's PlayStation 4, and it's PC, but for the first time in an EA game, I believe, there is crossplay support, so it doesn't matter if you're on the Xbox or if you're on PlayStation, we will get crossplay, which is something that has been slowly happening over other games. Rocket League, Epic Games and Fortnite has been an example, and Warzone for Modern Warfare, but so far EA haven't enabled crossplay support for any of their titles, and now it seems that we're getting it for Star Wars Squadrons. There's no information on whether that's going to then apply to their sports titles, but you'd expect that to happen at least, if not this year, then next year, because once crossplay's done for one game from a developer, they can then apply it to many others quite easily. This game does support VR. There was absolutely no VR for Battlefront 2, but for Star Wars Battlefront in 2015, there was a VR mode that was unbelievable. I got to play it once, and it completely blew my mind, and to be able to have a whole game that can be enabled in VR, that's a huge step, and it's great that it's a feature. But the main core of this game is a 5v5 multiplayer dogfight mode. Jeff Keighley said that it was first person. It will be a kind of a shame if it is forced into first person. It makes sense for having it for VR, but it would be nice if, like in Battlefront 2, you could enable it to be played from a third person perspective as well. And the campaign is set in the final days of the Empire, which is just post episode 6. There will be a full gameplay demo coming on June 18th as part of EA Play, and this is said to feature iconic starfighters. So as the poster suggested, we'll be getting your X-Wings, Y-Wings, A-Wings, and then you'll be getting your TIE Fighters, TIE Interceptors, hopefully TIE Defenders as well. And for the 5v5 multiplayer mode, it says that the goal is destroying the opponent's flagship. It doesn't seem to be a simple deathmatch, although hopefully they have a couple different game modes, but the main mode that they're describing seems to be objective based and is based around destroying an opponent's flagship. There are also some new planets to be featured in the game. A lot of people were asking for prequel maps, but it seems to be set in the final days of the Empire and just based for original trilogy planets. That includes Yavin Prime, the gas giant that Yavin 4 orbits, and we saw gameplay of that from the trailer with the Star Destroyer rising out of the gas, and I thought it could possibly be Bespin purely from the colour scheme, but it turns out that that's actually Yavin Prime. And the second location is the shattered moon of Gallatin, so we've never seen that before, but it'll be very interesting to fly through an entire moon that's been completely obliterated. And so imagine an asteroid field, but about 50 times bigger on every scale. There was rich cosmetic customization described, which is said to be earned solely through gameplay, which is something that I think EA have to stress every time they release a game, especially a Star Wars game now after the whole Battlefront 2 fiasco. But it is good to hear, and it obviously the lack of microtransactions is a win for this game. You will be able to customize your cockpit, the exterior of your ships, and the pilots you play as. You see your squadron of 5 lining up, just walking to the camera in a sort of slow motion hero shot at one point in the trailer, and that includes multiple different species, so it won't just be customizing your human pilot. You could have your pilot, it seems, to be many different types of species, and that's great. The more customization, absolutely the better. And as I said, the single player campaign will follow the Battle of Endor, and it will supposedly be teaching us what it means to become a pilot, and we will be playing from alternating viewpoints, so it won't be what was rumoured where you can pick to play as the Rebels or the Empire. It seems to be that instead you will play as both throughout the story, and you'll be able to customise both of your sides as you would be for the multiplayer mode, and you will simply just change viewpoints throughout the story to play from different sides. I do wonder if it'll then end with the final mission letting you choose between playing as the Rebel or playing as the Imperials, and maybe that determines how the finale of the story goes, because it would be nice to let us properly choose to play as the Empire. That was a huge selling point for the Battlefront 2 campaign, and then we just ended up turning to the Rebels with having absolutely no choice after a few missions. So it would be really nice to actually choose to play as the Empire more, and maybe even let them win this battle even if they have to pick one of the endings to be canon. The squadron you take control of in the Empire is known as the Titan Squadron, and for the Rebels it is the Vanguard Squadron. And this game will supposedly be featuring cameos from familiar faces in the Star Wars galaxy. Now, they didn't show any of those in the trailer, but I really like that actually, because Battlefront 2's campaign was bogged down in, oh, let's go see Leia, now let's go see Han, now let's go and play as Lando, when we wanted to focus on the character that we were playing as Iden. And in this game you want to be focusing a lot more on playing as your created character. But still, it'll be great to see where the legacy characters show up in this campaign, and it'll be nice maybe even to run into Luke and Lando as they're searching for Ochi's ship, because we got told about that in The Rise of Skywalker, but we never got anything that implied that they were ever flying together until Episode 9. And finally, the price of this game is $39.99. Now, I'm assuming that's in dollars, because that is usually how they show the pricings of games off, but that is not a full-priced game, and that is a very smart idea for something that is extremely multiplayer focused and only seems to have a 5v5 multiplayer mode. Of course, we're expecting to get lots of different maps and lots of different ways to customise our pilots and our ships, but they would have to do something completely insane to make this game, which is clearly multiplayer focused. It has a small single player campaign, but the focus is completely on multiplayer, so think more like For Honor, just with one game mode though. But I think this is a smart pricing, because the game is obviously going to have a lot of work put into it, and it will be a very high quality game, but there just wouldn't be enough content really to justify the price tag. And that is absolutely everything that we know so far on Star Wars Squadrons. As I said before, June 18th at EA Play we'll be getting a gameplay demo, so make sure you mark your calendars and tune in for that. That's in just a few days, and should any more information come out over the days leading up to that, or after that, or during that, then I'll be making a video on it, so subscribe and you will know when those videos come out. Leave a like if you are actually excited for Star Wars Squadrons. Thank you for watching this video, and hopefully I will see you next time.